In this week's parashat Yitro, Yishtabach Shem Olad, we get the Torah. It's big stuff. It's actually the biggest stuff. It's bringing heaven down to earth. The greatest revelation in the world, the revelation of Hashem, the divine coming down with the Torah. This is the greatest event in human history. Baruch Hashem, we get the Torah. The Torah comes down min hashamayim. Big stuff. At the same time, at the very start of the parasha, we have a different story of a much more mundane day-to-day of Moshe Rabbeinu standing for hours and hours to judge the Jewish people. And it's to the point that his father-in-law Yitro sees this and tells him, what are you doing? This is too much for you. You're not going to make it. Your body can't handle this. You need help. You got to create a system of judges. And ultimately, we're going to see at the end of Moshe Rabbeinu's life, after 120, he's still going to be very strong. So he's not going to get weak. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu does agree. When Moshe asks God, what should I do to listen to my father-in-law? Hashem agrees and says, you know what? It's proper down here, down below on earth, to create a system of judges to interpret the laws, to interpret the Torah. And so it's like this funny juxtaposition. On the one hand, we have this eternal, supreme, perfect, divine Torah coming down from heaven, the ultimate, absolute morality code that God gives us with the perfect set of code. At the same time, Hashem agrees with Yitro's advice that we have to create a man-made system down below, judges who use their brains to try to understand the Torah, and a system of judges, a tiered system with a certain number on each court, until eventually we make it all the way up to Moshe Rabbeinu to figure out how to interpret the Torah. So I heard a cool shiur that relates to this idea, this double system. On the one hand, we have this ultimate, perfect, heavenly Torah. On the other hand, we're like struggling with it to understand it, and there's a lot of work to really interpret and give the final halacha to the Jewish people. So I heard a shiur relating this back to Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu is the pillar of the Torah. He's the Ish Tam Yoshev Ohalim. He demonstrates this idea in one of the biggest moments of his life, and that was the night when he fought against that angel. And he's fighting against that angel, that man. It's not even clear from the Torah. Is it a man? Is it an angel? Is it even himself? The Yetzer Hara, Esav's angel? It's so not clear what's going on, because there's physical, there's spiritual, what's happening over here. But whatever that story actually was, the Torah tells us that he ultimately pins down that angel, and whatever that being was, changes his name, and he tells him, Vayomer Elav, Ma shemecha? Vayomer Yaakov. He tells him, what's your name? He says, Yaakov replies, my name is Yaakov. Vayomer lo Yaakov, Vayomer lo Yaakov, Yomer od shemcha, ki im Yisrael, ki sarita im Elohim, v'im anashim batuchal. He says, no. Now your name is the first time we find the name change. God will change it again, but he says, your name is no longer Yaakov. Rather, what's your name? Your name is Yisrael. This is where our name, the Jewish people, Israel. Where does Yisrael come from? It comes from this battle right over here. This battle, ki sarita im Elohim, v'im anashim vatuchal. He says, because you have struggled with the divine and with humanity and with mankind, vatuchal, and you prevailed and you did it. So it's interesting, even in the pasuk over here, what was this thing he's fighting against? It's God, it's man, it's referring to Esav tomorrow. What does it mean, v'im? So, but then what happens? Fast forward a couple of psukim, and the whole story closes off with the halacha. Al ken lo yochlu b'nei Yisrael gidon Hashem, asher al kaf hayerach ad yom hazeh, ki naga b'kaf hayerach al kol b'gidon Hashem. And until this day, we don't eat the gidon Hashem. That sciatic nerve, that special vein in there, we take it out. We don't eat the gidon Hashem anymore. We have a halacha. So the idea that I heard is that this is exactly what it is to be Yisrael. This is exactly the way to understand what it is to learn and to learn in Posek Halacha. This is what happens. You have man struggling with Hashem, with the divine. He's struggling with the heavens, with the angels. This is the idea that he's struggling with the Elohim, with the Torah, trying to understand what is the emet of the Torah. At the same time, he's struggling with mankind itself. This is the machlokot that take place in the Beit Midrash, when the rabbis are fighting out, when the judges are fighting it out. We're trying to fight it out to get to a clearer understanding of the Torah. As the Gemara tells us, that it's like two knives sharpening themselves one against the other. We're trying to get to that sharp. What is the actual real halacha? And ultimately, man wins. The Torah is ours. Lo b'shamayim. We brought it down to earth. The halacha is for us to determine, for us to figure out in that machlokot. But you have to have a struggle. It's a struggle, man with man. We can't do it on our own. We got to study with our friends, with our chavrutot, with our rabbis. We got to fight it out with each other, and we got to fight it out with Hashem's divine Torah itself to understand what's really going on. And ultimately, when we come to that conclusion, vatuchal, when we win, what do we get? We get the actual halacha itself. We get the gidon Hashem. It's going to conclude in what the halacha is down in this world below. Shabbat shalom.